Hello everyone, GameGoddessFee here. Alright, I am back tonight with Ace Attorney. Not sure what's going on with the internet, and I done changed the thumbnail about 5 times. I'm not sure if it's still showing on y'all end Skyward Sword, but anyway, I don't know. So we'll be back, me and Pluminator. And yeah, I guess we'll do this second day trial. I hope you all enjoy. Thank you for watching. I'm not sure why it's still showing this Skyward Sword thumbnail. And yeah, I got it changed anyway. I ain't gonna worry about it. Let's go. Alright, so we're Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. Hello. We're not on the monstrous turnabout, are
we? Wait, this is the wrong game.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, hold on, what is this?
Wait, it's the wrong game. Just like click the right button. Left, actually. Get it.
Okay, so what we hit?
That is me. We
right
is,
here?
Yeah, turnabout corner.
Alright. Okay, let's go, you all.
You spent have us playing 3D game.
June 16th, 11:17 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2.
Juicy! Juicy!
Hold on, you coming through my mic. Hold on. I forgot to mute my mic. Okay.
Juicy. Here's the way.
You move quick, Apollo. Good show, good show.
Juicy! You okay? I thought...
I'm crying like this. Don't cry, Apollo.
Those good-for-nothing gangsters. There are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges.
Wait, just calm down, Apollo. Or else. What in the world?
Ah! What is that?
Surprised? This is one of my best tricks, the amazing Mr. Hat.
You look marvelous, darling.
He's a big hit on stage at the Wonder Board.
Yes, I am a big hit. Ha 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 ha.
Well, what do you think? Do you like it?
You mean you... Juicy? There's some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges.
Apollo, now is not the time to be threatening me. It's you who's been threatened here.
Huh?
Remember what you said to Waki's father yesterday? You promised you'd save his son.
But that testimony was rock solid. What are you suggesting I do?
Look, once the judge declares a verdict, it's all over. If I can use my talent to stop that from happening, I will.
Juicy, no more stage abductions, please.
I'm not talking about magic, Apollo. I know when the witness isn't confident. I can perceive what he's feeling. It might not mean anything, but it's all we've got.
You can see what he's feeling?
Think back, Apollo. Think back to the times when there was a contradiction in his testimony. All the times.
All the times there was a contradiction? I remember the 21st night of September. Well, I think I remember them, sure.
There were 2 times when he made statements he wasn't confident in. And each time there was a contradiction.
In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stunt. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene.
He said that the man tossed aside a pistol, but it turned out he wasn't sure. And sure enough, there was a contradiction.
Well, that's true, but how does that help us?
Didn't you notice anything? Whenever he made a statement he wasn't confident in, he displayed a certain habit.
In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand.
Did you see it? The very moment he said the word pistol, his fingers got all tense and he fiddled with the corner of a page in his book.
How am I supposed to see that?
Well, I could see it. How else do you think Daddy went 7 years without losing a game of poker?
What?
I always sat next to Daddy during his matches, big matches. I could see what his opponents were feeling. He used her to cheat.
You know it's right. You know it's right.
Wait, look at those.
You always gotta have somebody, a woman to back him out.
A beautiful woman to help him.
You mean that's how Mr. Right won all those games?
It's not cheating. Officially, I wasn't looking at their hands or anything. And I wasn't there all the time either. Daddy's quite good at poker after all, but not good enough to go undefeated that long.
Great, so he cheated. But what does that do for us? I don't believe this.
You have to listen to his testimony one more time. No, scratch that. You have to watch his testimony. Perceive the truth.
Watch a testimony? Perceive the truth? The only thing I'm perceiving is that I'm going to lose.
Not true.
Hmm?
Daddy said so. He said you have the power, Apollo.
Mr. Right said that? Watch the testimony. Perceive his true feelings. Is she serious?
Time's up. Sorry, I can't think of any other way out of this, Apollo.
What's that she said before the trial started? Mr. Right's not here today?
He said his old foot injury was acting up. Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine as long as you're there, Trucy.
Is this what he meant by us being fine? Well, methods aside, she did avoid me one guilty verdict already today. Time to show this court what I'm made of! Get ready for justice! Let's do it!
Apollo!
You know, I'm starting to think I can do this.
I knew you could do it all alone. Oh, one more thing.
Hmm?
Try to cover for me, Mr. Hat, as best as you can.
I just flew in from the coast, and boy, are my arms tired. Right. Ugh.
Alrighty then. June 16th, 11:40 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4.
They faked the kidnapper, by the way, for that.
I see. Court is now back in session.
Right, we're fine.
I'd like to say the young lady standing next to you, Mr. Justice. Oh, you mean me? Don't you have anything to report? Anything concerning the mysterious phantom in the silk top hat?
Ah, right, him. Don't worry about him. I settled that.
You settled that?
Yes, it was an out-of-court settlement. Right. Perhaps Fraulein would have us believe it was nothing more than a passing dream. A fantastic illusion. Now you see it, now you don't. Am I right?
I think he's on to me.
I wish he would stop being so cool. Let's dispense with these niceties and get straight to the matter. What are your plans for our gifted witness? Right! The defense would like to request another cross-examination! Because I forgot to add something.
There was no issue with the witness's previous testimony. I will grant your request, however, but this court will not permit stalling for time.
Understood, Your Honor.
Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. Witness testimony from shot to call.
I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene. Nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. I'm not sure I'm qualified to watch testimonies after all.
Focus, Apollo. Find his weak spot.
Focus. If only it were that easy. My ears hear what he says. My eyes see his expression. Do I have to do something more? What other senses do I have? What's this? My bracelet? What's going on? My bracelet feels different somehow.
I think Daddy was right. You can see it, can't you, Apollo? You're almost there. Find a weak spot in his testimony.
I know this sounds crazy, but my bracelet is trying to tell me something.
Where he get the bracelet from?
You always had it.
Cross-examination from shot to call. I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene.
Which way did the killer run? By that time, it was clear the killer had noticed me. Naturally, he ran in the opposite direction. That would mean he ran in the opposite direction from the Kataki mansion. Ashton! Don't even think about pointing out that he was going away from his home.
Did we already read this?
I think so. All he had to do was loop back once he was out of sight. Ugh, how did he know that's where I was going?
Or could I simply leave the scene in good conscience?
Look out for when he's, turning his book.
Let me see.
I think you gotta press him on that statement.
On that last statement?
Yeah, when he turns his book.
Right here?
You don't have to time it. Not yet, anyway. So, you called immediately after witnessing the murder? The police undoubtedly have a record of the call. Why not check with them?
Wait, Apollo. This has to be it.
Wait, you mean his habit?
Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book.
The only time he even had the book open was here. Which means this is the place to look for is this habit. I don't know how I know, but I know.
Know what?
It's my bracelet. It's different somehow. I can feel it reacting to something about the witness.
Your bracelet?
I'm not sure I get this focus stuff you were talking about, Trucy. But I have a feeling that trusting my bracelet is the way to go.
I'll write it in.
Okay, I just need to touch my bracelet with X as he reacts to the testimony.
What?
We on the Nintendo DS, baby. What's going on? I can see the witness's face, his expression so clearly. It's filling my mind. I can see nothing else, hear nothing else.
Apollo?
Trucy, what's happening to me?
This is what I meant by focusing.
Focusing?
In this state, you can see everything, Apollo, everything the witness does.
That's great, but this is kind of messing me up.
Just look for Mr. Stickler's twitch, his habit. You remember it, right?
Sure. When he says something he's not sure of, he fiddles with a page of his book.
You got it. Right now, you're looking at the witness's face. And your eyes are sort of bugging out.
I'll bet they are.
First, move your focus of attention down to Mr. Stickler's hand.
His hand?
You know what to look for now, but you have to be looking at the right place.
She's right. I can only see his face like this. Time to try changing my viewpoint.
Really? Perfect. Now you're really ready.
Ready? For what?
Ready to perceive the truth behind the twitch.
Perceive?
Try listening to the witness talk as you focus. Then watch for his habit.
Right. You mean when he fiddles with the page?
That's right. That's your signal to look closer to perceive with X. Find his weak spot, and I guarantee we'll be able to give him the royal flush.
Spoken like a true poker head's daughter.
I'm a magician, thank you very much.
So I have to pay attention to his words and his fingers.
Don't worry if you miss it. You can always try again.
Right! Look out, nervous twitch! Here comes justice! No, this is not you. Now, X. X again.
Gotcha!
I saw it! Just now! I could see it!
Mr. Justice, do you have something to say?
All this banging of desk, it's quite bad for my circulation, you know. Mr. Stickler, allow me to ask you a question. A simple question. Why'd you fiddle with the page of your book just now? The very moment you mentioned your cell phone! What are you talking about? I'm curious now about the cell phone of yours. Mind if I ask a few questions? What to ask? What's your phone number? Wait, not like...
What's this? Ask for his number, ask to see his phone, ask what model of phone. What model of phone got to do with anything? But ask to see his phone?
Where your phone at? You got an iPhone? You got Android? Yeah, we get Android. Mr. Stickler, please show me your cell phone! Why? Whatever for? Show me and you'll find out. Well, I can't. I don't have it, you see.
You don't have it?
Mr. Stickler, is this your cell phone? Yow! Where did you get that?
That's the phone from yesterday.
Look, a cell phone.
Someone dropped it beneath this tire. If the car moved, it would be crushed for sure.
I wonder if it belongs to the doctor here. How strange, Mr. Stickler. Can you explain why your cell phone is sitting here in my hand at this very moment?
Wait a minute. What is the meaning of this?
This cell phone was found yesterday in the Maractus Clinic garage.
The miraculous. Why? That's where the victim lived.
Yeah, that's impossible.
You keep turning that book now. Look.
Mr. Stickler, you fibbed to the court, didn't you? If your cell phone is here, how could you have called the police? It's true. I didn't have my cell phone that night. That is why it can be said that I called the police from a public payphone.
A payphone? So you didn't call on your cell phone after all?
Just where was this payphone located, Mr. Stickler? Well, to indicate it with a startlingly high degree of accuracy, it was right around here.
That's quite a ways from the park. But why did you fib?
There can be only one reason. He didn't want the court to know he had lost his cell phone. Because it was found in the victim's garage. What are you saying? Mr. Stickler, you broke into the Miraculous Clinic garage on the night of the murder. This cell phone tells all!
Uh-oh.
But that's ridiculous! That makes it sound like I snuck into this fellow's garage to commit some crime! As though I were trying to kill him!
Well, Dr. Miraculous was killed that night.
Well, yes, but no! This line of reasoning has to be against the rules! Yes, it's true, I lost my cell phone. But you can't prove that I lost it that night!
Well, Mr. Justice, if that cell phone was dropped the night of the murder, it does raise considerable suspicion as to a connection with the crime. Now's your chance, Apollo. Connect Mr. Stickler to the crime.
Oh, he's already connected enough. I just have to prove it. Well, do I have a piece of evidence that can do the job? Can I prove the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder?
Guess we have to show evidence. Let me see.
Of course I have evidence! Ooh, I like your swagger there, forehead. Hit it.
The court will see this evidence, Mr. Justice. Hit it, as they say.
The evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder is...
Look, I forgot to check. Anyway.
You forgot to check? Oh, it's over.
Hold on. What is the evidence? The green car? The green, I mean, it was hit.
Yeah.
Mr. Wright was hit that night, and I guess this is the rearview mirror. That's a side view mirror.
As it so happens, Dr. Miraculous's car was in an accident that took place the night of the murder. An accident? An accident? It happened a little after 9 p.m., just outside People Park, our murder scene. Dr. Miraculous's car hit a pedestrian. What are you trying to say? From the absence of a mirror, it's clear that the car was parked after the accident. Which means it was parked there after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder. If your cell phone had been dropped before the car was parked in that garage, then it would have been crushed. After all, it was lying on the ground, right under the wheel. Ergo, Mr. Stickler, the only time you could have dropped this in that garage was after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder in the park. Mr. Stickler, you know what this means. You did break into the victim's garage that night.
This is the most unexpected, Mr. Justice. Are you naming the witness as his suspect in the murder of Pal Miraculous?
No! Stop! This is too much! This can't be happening! Prosecutor, say something! I suppose it is worth saying this. No connection has been found between Wesley Stickler and Pal Miraculous. That is, other than this.
I believe our next testimony will be most relevant. I said
Relevant.
revelatory. And is the witness prepared?
Yes, Your Honor. I know that face. That's the face of guilt.
Witness testimony. Stickler's truth.
That's nice. Yes, I went to the supermarket. I must have dropped my cell phone on the way back. And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all as clear as day. It was him! I saw the defendant at the scene!
Yes, but your cell phone was lying in the garage.
Ah, yes. Well, as you can see, my model's cell phone has a defect. It is given to rolling. It's quite a pain when I drop it alongside the road, you know.
Looks like a normal cell phone to me. In any case, Mr. Justice, the cross-examination, please.
That's funny. My bracelet didn't react at all during that testimony.
His nervous habits must not be acting up. I didn't see anything either, actually. Looks like you're on your own this time around.
Right, no problem. I hope. Here comes justice!
Cross-examination. Stickler's truth. That night, yes, I went to the supermarket.
So you went shopping, which means you were holding a grocery bag when you witnessed the murder taking place? Well, yes, of course. Incidentally, the prosecution has received no report of this domestic detail.
Mr. Stickler, can you explain yourself?
No! I mean, yes, I did go shopping, really. I walked around the supermarket trying out the free samples. It's a deeply spiritual time for me.
I'm sure the store clerks would disagree. Do you think sampling free food counts as a religion?
In any case, that night, I sampled to my heart's content and was on my way back home, yes.
I must have dropped my cell phone on my way back.
That's when you passed in front of the Miraculous Clinic. Why, yes, that's correct.
That was a pretty suspicious pause there.
Mr. Stickler, do you think you could be a bit more specific? Please show us the exact route you took on the night of the murder. Of course. The supermarket is here along the main road. My way home from there takes me past the Miraculous Clinic.
What's up, Paper Smith? She is a magician, actually.
Magician!
Yeah, that's what she do. She does magic.
She has magic panties. This is probably when I dropped my cell phone. What was I? I walked on, unaware of my loss. And walked right into that fateful park.
And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime.
Which entrance did you enter the park from?
You're still looking forward to what happens with the Babakas who stole all your gear, or what happened after Goma. Right. I think I'll play a little bit of that tomorrow night. I'm kind of curious too. I haven't, that's a part of the game I haven't even explored yet. So, yeah, that was my first time for ever seeing that one.
Well, to be exact, one might say that I went in from the entrance closest to the Miraculous Clinic.
He said, speaking of which, I actually battled the Hyrule Warriors Goma on hero mode and stopped it from even getting to the Deku tree.
Neat.
That's cool. Did he go? Did we?
No, we did not.
Okay,
no, we
look,
did
I was
not.
about to
I could
say.
have killed it, but I was waiting for you to find where the boss was, because you was
Look,
like stuck.
You did good, Paper Smith. Look, cause if it wasn't for him, he would have destroyed the the Deku tree if it was for me. I didn't know he was going to the Deku tree. I had to get weak points hit perfect all, and it nearly destroyed me though. Really? That's so you hit it perfectly. Is that what he's saying? Cause I'm lost with that game. It's like I still don't know what's going on. Anyway.
The same entrance our victim used.
Goma does like over 8 hearts, so a blow on hero mode, really? So you probably need a lot of hearts with that. How many hearts does you have?
You have a lot actually, but like big attacks like take away a lot, like in one hit.
Goma takes almost no damage too. Gosh. Look, I bet your heroes mode is real hard. I can tell you that. The way it sounds.
Imagine that chicken that was beating you up, but that's basically the boss.
Yeah, I couldn't even kill the chickens on that. On regular mode.
Did you enter anything when you entered? Oh my goodness, did you enter anything? Did you notice anything when you entered? Wheel marks from a noodle stand, for instance? I have no recollection. Oh god. I have no recollection of such a thing, no. I couldn't say it. Yet, though I might have missed the tracks, I could not miss what happened next. I am a keen observer of the obvious, you might say.
I don't know why he come to court with all this gear on, with his graduation gown and everything. A book.
You're valedictorian.
I saw the killer victim. The stand, all as clear as day.
This part of the testimony is the key. I know it. Should I press him about the killer, the victim, or the noodle stand?
Oh my goodness. Let me see.
The noodle stand.
You think the noodle stand?
Yes, I love noodles.
He's ruining that book with sweat. Drenching it so hard. He been sweating it since Apollo caught him up. Look, he was all calm and collected the last time.
Do you happen to remember the noodle stand? Quite well, yes. For a student of the sciences, keen observation and healthy curiosity are vital. I remember everything. I could even read the sign. I believe it said, noodle. Yes, that was it.
For remembering something quite well, it sure took you a while to tell us. And thank you for telling us that a noodle stand sells noodles. Very enlightening. Well, Mr. Justice?
What about that sign? Could that be important? Yeah.
Important.
So the sign on the noodle stand said noodle? It appears the defense has just obtained a vital piece of testimony.
Is this noodle stand broth really that delicious? I'll have to go sample the wares on one of these days. I think that's worth adding to the testimony as well.
Whatever sort of noodles that stand sells, it can't match up to IVU's cafeteria. Some apply to school merely for a taste of our smart noodles. I wouldn't mind a taste of that myself. It's like when people went to that hospital for them noodles.
What people?
I don't think you know this story. People's
Anyway.
going to the hospital for their noodles.
That's for the noodles, really. Why, I even remember the sign on the stand. The victim was pulling. It said noodle. Did I press him on that?
You can present.
What can I present?
You know. You know.
Oh, the noodle
You need to
stand.
turn this back. Oh man, yeah, the noodle stand.
What does it say?
El Doom. And you're absolutely sure to sign Red Noodle. Why, just last week, my professor offered me this praise. At least you have good eyesight, Stickler. I'll give you that. It's red, without a doubt. Noodle. I see. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Is that pity I see in your eyes? Let's take a look at our map, shall we? So you're claiming that when you saw the sign, you were standing here, was it? Although it would have been a bit hard to read the sign from this spot. You think so? Mr. Stickler, I'd like you to please take another look at the stand. And to carefully read what the sign says. See, the sign actually states the name of the stand's owner. Eldunes. Inconceivable! I'm certain it was definitely Noodle for sure. Positive.
Well, he must be standing on the other side or something. Cause like that, it's that El Doom noodles backwards. I'm afraid your professor was wrong about their eyesight.
I wouldn't be so quick to jump to that conclusion. The sign he saw changes everything. The witness says the sign said Noodle.
He saw it right.
He's alright. What would you say if I told you that there is one spot from which the sign would be read the way Mr. Stickler claims? What?
Like, I'm getting the hang of this a little bit, y'all.
You can get the hang of it.
Mr. Justice, show us this spot.
The witness actually viewed the stand from this location.
Look, I done forgot where all that stuff was. Where was the stand at? Right here? Over here?
I think. Okay, so in the it says Noodle on the other side of the stand.
So he probably would have been right here, would he?
Yeah. The witness was standing here on the opposite side.
How did you know that?
When viewed from the south, the sign on the stand reads Eldunes, as we know. However, observe the other side of the stand.
Oh, this side says Noodle.
Exactly! The name of the stand is split between the front and the back sides.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mr. Stickler, you fibbed to the court! You witnessed the crime from the northern side of the park, not the south! Yo! You got me! So what? So what? What does it matter if he saw the killing from the north or the south side? It makes no difference at all. But he's right! Travel far enough to the south, and you end up going north. Viewed on a global scale, directions are utterly without meaning. Actually, maybe it's right. What does it change?
It changes everything, Apollo.
Trucy?
Remember his testimony from before? Though, to be honest, I'm a little scared of where this is leading. The killer and the victim are facing each other here. Then, at the moment, the killer raises his weapon. Mr. Stickler shouts. At which point, the victim turns his head to look. and the killer fires his pistol. That's why the bullet hit him in the right temple. No contradictions, right?
Right. But if Mr. Stickler was standing on the north side of the park, that reverses the whole scenario!
Completely. If Mr. Stickler shouts from where he is now, the victim looks in his direction. The bullet will have to hit his left temple. In other words, someone standing at point K couldn't shoot the victim in his right temple. It's impossible. But that's right. So now that we know that Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side, the wound location takes on an entirely different meaning.
Indeed. You are absolutely correct, Fraulein.
What meaning? The entry wound was on the right side of the victim's head, correct? Well, the right side of the victim's head is north. North? But that's where the victim, that's where the witness, Wesley Stickler, was standing. Correct. So if he was standing to the north, then the only person here who could have shot the victim in the right temple was Mr. Stickler himself. Order.
Wow, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. She's flipped this whole case on its head while I was still figuring it out. Clarify one point for me if you would, Air Forehead. What now? Are you truly accusing this college student of murder? Well, I can't say it exactly looks innocent, but something still doesn't feel right. I just can't picture him as the real killer. No, please, looks aside, I'm really a nice guy. All my friends say so.
Let's hear what the defense has to say.
What are you going to do now, Justice? Should I really accuse Mr. Stickler?
Accused of murder, accused of another crime, or no accusation.
He was doing something.
Yeah, he was doing something. What was he doing?
I know.
Now let the thing tell me. But should I do accuse him of another crime? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He probably didn't murder him, but he was probably doing something else.
I don't think Wesley Stickler is a killer, but he's not innocent either. His unusual silence tells me that much. Mr. Stickler, you seem unusually quiet. Tell us why, now! The word confession isn't in my dictionary. Scare Forehead. I'm afraid it falls to you to eligible Air Stickler silence.
Mr. Justice, you did say you were accusing the witness just now for a crime other than murder. Your reason, the court's all ears.
Gah, I know he's guilty of something, but what crime other than murder is there? Do I have evidence that shows his involvement in some other crime?
You the panty stealer? Your evidence, the court's all eyes, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that points to the witness's involvement in a crime.
What's his phone?
It was in the garage.
What else was in the garage?
Let me see. I just forgot.
Where did we find?
Trucy's panties was in there. In the pipe.
evidence is this.
What is that? Women's underwear? That's a woman's. Hey, those are mine.
Don't look at me like that!
Really, dude. Order, order, order. Mr. Stickler. Well, I can't say this comes as a shock.
It's not what it seems! My finger was theorem, I swear! Oh, wait, no.
Theory.
On the night of the murder, just past 9 p.m., a young girl catches a panty snatcher. Oh, good. A young girl catches a panty snatcher red-handed. Bravely, she gives chase, but the snatcher flees and hides himself in no other place than the miraculous clinic garage.
Aha.
Incidentally, these panties were found in the exhaust pipe of the car there. Presumably, he was trying to hide the evidence of his crime. Ergo, while you may not be a murderer, you are guilty of panty snatching in the first degree! Please, hear me out! It's not what it looks like!
Order, order, order. Mr. Stickler. You should be ashamed.
It's not what it seems.
So are we to understand that you were silent not because you were guilty of murder, but because you lacked the courage to admit your theft of this girl's undergarments?
Perhaps you are not aware that my school's name was originally written IV. I stands for intelligent. V stands for valiant, see?
Your point?
I'm not done. No, I'm a major in the science department. And what does science teach if not curiosity? Yes, we of the IVU science department are valiantly curious. No challenge is too daunting, and what greater challenge to science than a mystery? Come on, you're talking about a girl's panties here. No, you do not understand. A mystery is the unknown, and the unknown is unacceptable. And my friends, when it comes to mysteries, those panties are the promised land. From the moment I first laid eyes on them, I was compelled to investigate, for science. A full-size car tire was only the first mystery those panties revealed. A tire? Yes, I saw her do it. She pulled a tire out of those panties. But that's not all. First there was the tire, then a stew pot, and a frozen chicken. One mystery after another. It was magic!
Oh, I remember now. He's one of the regulars in the audience at the Wonder Bar.
Huh?
He's talking about my magic panties trick.
I just don't understand. A broom from a pair of panties? It mocks the very laws of physics. A broom and a frozen chicken, Truthy? Whatever happened to doves and bunny rabbits?
Mr. Stickler, you stole this girl's panties to understand a magic trick?
You say panties, but they are such much more than that. For me, they're an object for serious study. I wonder. There has been a recent rash of panty snatchings in the area. Were they all you? I am sorry, but I did it for science! Each time I spied a pair of panties flapping in the breeze, maybe that pair would educate the mystery. Even then she chased me through the streets, but perhaps that night I will seize the truth within those panties. Yet woe was I couldn't get them.
Still, at least one thing unexplained.
You refer to our witness's other fib, yes? The witness claims he saw the crime scene from the south, but was in fact in the north.
Indeed. Would anyone care to explain why he felt about that?
Be my guest there, forehead. Me? Did I not hear you correctly? Did you not say you do not accuse the witness of murder? Why then did the witness fib about his location at the time of the shooting? Or have you no idea?
Apollo, there's something about the way the diagram is arranged right now. When you think about it, right near where Mr. Stickler was standing, isn't there a... Well, Mr. Justice, what say you? Do you have any evidence to show why the witness felt about his location? Let me see.
When in doubt. When in doubt.
What you talking about?
More panties.
Hold on. Do we have another pair of these?
The evidence that shows why he fibbed is this.
What? More pennies?
How many pennies are you carrying in your pocket there, forehead? These are the last, honest! These were found in a trash can at the park. Looking at the diagram, we can see that the trash can was right next to where the witness stood.
Mr. Stickler, you didn't.
Alas, I'm a failure as a scientist. I can't unravel the mysteries of the universe. I can't even unravel a pair of panties.
So these pennies are your handiwork as well?
That night, I had been chased, hounded into the miraculous clinic garage. Weeping in frustration, I was forced to abandon my prize. Don't you see how I felt? Believe me, I'd rather not. I hid in the garage for a short while. Then, abandoning the panties, I made for home. To avoid the office where the girl works, I went towards the south entrance. When I saw them hanging there on a clothesline by a giant mansion. A giant pair of panties! Apparently, they didn't know those bloomers belonged to the mob. I had them, safe in my pocket, ready to take home. When I stumbled upon a murder. The murder of Dr. Maractus. I reported what I had seen, but as I waited for the police to arrive, I got scared. What if they searched me? That's when you disposed of the bloomers? Yes, it was a severe blow to the progress of science, but one that had to be borne.
A fascinating, if disturbing tale. I believe this brings today's proceedings to a close, and I'm more than pleased to dismiss this witness for the remainder of the trial.
One last thing, if I might.
Yes, Prosecutor Gavin?
Regardless of where we ended today, some vital points were made. Namely, that the defendant, Waki Kataki, was at the scene of the crime. And he was pointing a weapon at the victim. One more thing. Waki Kataki has a clear motive.
Indeed, the defendant Waki Kataki is still the prime suspect in this case. The only suspect, in fact, assuming there was no one else on the scene at the time. Yet a mystery remains. The location of the wound in the victim's right temple has yet to be explained. The court requests further investigation from both the defense and the prosecution.
Job, baby. No problem.
Very well, this brings the trial for the day to the close. I said that wrong. Anyway, court is adjourned.
Court is adjourned.
To be continued. Well, we found the penny thief.
We found the panty snatcher.
Goodness.
He didn't miss the panty raiding.
I'm trying to think about that trial. Well, still got to try to get our defendant off. Or the mob gonna get Apollo.
They gonna get him.
They gonna get Apollo.
Yeah, I got Gumshoe to protect him like you did for Nick.
I know, right? All right, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Apollo Justice. If you're watching and you're liking what you see, if you haven't subscribed yet, I appreciate if you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Yes, and also give it a like. This video a like. All right, we have Raper Smith in the chat. Thank you for chatting. We're gonna do I forgot the Skyward Sword.
The name of the game. That's a shame.
Nah, it was in the back of my head. I'm like, what's the name of that game? Skyward Sword. Yes, we're gonna do that tomorrow. And yes, everyone else that's watching, I will talk to you all on the next one. You all take care.